Hey, Deacon.
Hey, Michael, can you hear me?
I can, and I can see you.
Phew, it's
You're batting 1,000.
well, it's a single A competition.
Well, it's still above. I don't know if there's no B's, right? It's just A, double A, and triple A.
Yeah, they changed the letter classifications some years ago, but they still have developmental leagues below A,
Okay, so you.
which is probably really where we are. Where I am.
I don't know. This has been multiple years of Zoom. You're an expert at this point.
Well, in a very limited way.
Yeah.
So I looked at the letter. I have a bunch of non-substantive comments.
Okay. Yeah, Jeff had some too. So I edited his.
Pardon?
Jeff Weston had some too, so I incorporated his. He sent me some. And like
I
type.
don't know if it's worth wasting the meeting's time or not on mine.
Okay. Yeah, what I told him is, since we have to have the select board approve it, I think the less changes, the better. Since Donna and Jeff have both seen the version we're all looking at. So fixing typos and that kind of stuff makes sense, but
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah. If you want to send them to me, I mean, I think we could probably agree. Because I was going to suggest, I wasn't going to go through all of Jeff's. It's the same kind of thing. So maybe we just have people approve it based, as amended based on typos and grammar and stuff.
Right.
And then I'll just fix it and I'll send it to the select board tonight.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking, because I mean, people don't need to hear about whether a comma should be replaced by an and.
Exactly. Especially not in a 12-page document. I totally agree. So if you could send it to me after the meeting, I'll incorporate them. That'd be fine.
That'd be the hard part. See, that's where
Did you write them down?
I did
on
write.
paper?
I wrote them down on paper, yes, but with
I can come get them. That might be the easiest
that
thing.
I have now. The notes that I have now probably, well, they might require conversation. I mean, I don't know.
We have limited time for that, I will say.
Yeah.
But if you want, I'll come drive over and pick them up, and I can decode whatever I can decode.
Well, you can. Well, if you couldn't decode, you could call me, because yeah. Well, they're certainly not of great consequence. I'll say that.
Okay. Well, that's I think the important thing. And we're getting there. Hi, Carrie, by the way.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I have a quick question. So this is my first executive meeting that I'm a part of.
Yes.
It might be a
It'll
silly
ta-
question, but just want to make sure I am still doing minutes, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if like minutes were not taken for executive for whatever reason, but I thought I'd ask.
No, but it's a good teachable moment. So you
Okay.
do take minutes. They're not publicly released, so you don't share them with us. And then you'll maybe, I don't know, you probably, you don't read the Gazette, do you?
No.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's right. Well, in the Gazette last week, someone objected to Northampton and said they were violating open meeting law because they weren't releasing old executive session minutes. And what's supposed to happen is after the issue is passed and it's no longer needs to be secret,
Mhm.
then the board's supposed to circle back and retroactively approve things. And I'd say 95% of the committees in the Commonwealth probably don't do that. But I'm just telling you so that you can remind people at some point it's
Okay.
practice that should happen.
That's what I assumed was happening, but like I said, I've never been a part of one, so I thought I'd ask all the silly questions just
Yeah.
to make sure I was right.
You have no silly questions. I'm sure
Oh,
many
not
people.
at all. I would note too, that when the planning board and the select board met recently in executive session, it was not recorded.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Becky made a point of there not being a recording, so.
Oh, okay, cool. So when we go into executive session, we should turn it on.
oh yeah, you're right. You know what? I do remember this from Comcom. I wasn't a part of their executive session, but I remember them asking to make sure how they stopped the recording.
Cool.
Can people hear me?
Yes, and see you. How's your hip?
My hip is good. My knee is still here.
Knee, your knee. There, I knew it. I got the right part of the body.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Looks like-
I'm good. What can I say? I had a great surgeon in Boston, and I feel like it's a miracle. For the first time in decades, my knee isn't hurting me. It's an amazing thing. So
That's really cool.
thank you for asking.
it's beautiful.
And Jeff, you're not on drugs when you're saying this, are you?
Well, is it being recorded or not? I can't remember.
Well, they're legal drugs, so it's okay.
I am on.
We're still in open meeting, so.
Okay. I have to say that I'm on some legal drugs and that I'm reducing them and feeling fine. But thank you for asking.
Good for you. Good.
Well, it looks like we have a quorum. I'll call the meeting to order. The first item is to review the agenda. So I think what that means is that somebody should make a motion that we meet in executive session
I'll make a motion.
for reason number 3 and a paragraph of stuff.
Yes.
I'll second the motion.
So
Robert?
here- Well, let me make it first, Robert. I'm very happy to. So I move that we go into executive session for reason number 3 to discuss strategy with respect to litigation. If an open meeting may have a detrimental effect of the government's litigating position, and not to return to open session. And the reason is litigation specific to the complaint received from Coles regarding the Shutesbury Solar bylaw.
I second that motion.
Okay, now any discussion? I'll call, hearing none, I'll call the roll. Michael DeCara,
Aye.
Jeff Weston,
Aye.
Robert Raymond,
Aye.
Steve Bressler,
Aye.
I'm an aye. Good. So we can start talking about the letter to the AG.